On a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Daytona, drivers prepare for the first sanctioned race of the 2020 Cup Series season. Whilst it is an exhibition, there was still practice, and in the only session, they were testing the new plate package at Daytona that will prove pivotal in today's race. The Penske cars seemed especially good in this session, as they were part of the 18-car field ready to race. NASCAR and the field are looking to have a much better race than last year, as the way the event ended the previous season was when the entire field wrecked, and Jimmie Johnson cruising to victory as the rain came and ended the day. To avoid the large crashes, they added downforce to the car, which should avoid poor handling. However, this has also caused massive runs due to the excessive downforce, and making aggression an all-time high. In the morning, Jimmie Johnson, the reigning winner, ran a half marathon and finished 5th in his age group. And as he prepares to take on his final clash, he starts 16th, one of the first ever heart rate monitors in a race. 75 laps ahead, with a lap 25 competition caution, the field is led by Ryan Newman and Brad Keselowski as we go green in Daytona.
Pace car makes the hard left. Here they come, 18 of NASCAR's best. Ready to roll, and the green flag is out. The Busch Clash is underway.
They are even into one as Newman pushes ahead through 2. He clears as Truex gets a massive run high and attempts to get by. He fades as the 10 of Almirola squirms to second, and the 24 of Byron following. In the back from last place is Denny Hamlin, who works already into the top 10. Truex begins working the high lane and back even on lap 3. Keselowski shoves the 19 car ahead, but Newman still fights low. They're hitting speeds of 204 miles an hour in the turn 3. And Kyle Busch and William Byron bail on the inside line as Newman and Almirola plummet and the freight train begins to chug around the outside wall. Truex leads strong as Almirola has to slot in the dead last, being bailed on the inside groove. Behind the 19 are 3 Fords triumphing together, but quickly they go under fire by Denny Hamlin. It backfires, the 24 tries to help, but almost can't seem to pull him forward either. The 24 does, however, grab fellow teammates Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott, as they snake around the 11, filing the FedEx Toyota back. Byron still leads on the low lane, trying to pull his Chevy up to the high side. Eventually, Truex drops low, losing the lead and falling back to his teammates. This is due to debris covering the grille of his car. As now the Fords, led by Brad Keselowski, hold steady at a 1-2-3-4 at the front, we near halfway to the competition caution. The top 10 remain single file, Brad Keselowski leading to lap 14, who also gathers debris on his grille as well. As plastic wrappers appear to wreak havoc on the field, they sit in the 2 single-file lanes, one on the high side and the other on the low side. Somehow, the Hendrick cars cannot seem to pull up to the bottom group, to be under the high side. They're struggling to gain track position, and nearing lap 20, Truex drops down with the Chevrolets along with Blaney, attempting to pull them forward. It comes clear to them that there is some sort of strategy by Chevrolet for why they are riding behind the field. Many don't know what that may be, as Hamlin meanwhile tries different things with his car, seeing how it handles. As they continue to run, handling issues are beginning to show even more, and it's becoming a challenge to even run single file. Ryan Newman pulls low in the main pack, but can't seem to get anything done. Hamlin uses them to catch back up to the pack, and the entire pack crosses past lap 25. Eric Jones and Ryan Blaney have a close moment, and coming to the competition caution, the front pack pits, and the Chevrolets stay out, taking the yellow. Keselowski takes 2 along with Hamlin, and now Ryan Newman leads the clash under the first caution. Many of the cars that pitted save gas for the final 50-lap run, and it spirals strategy into a plethora of situations. Under caution, the 8 who didn't come down pit lane take service this time, as 7 Chevrolets and a lone Ford and Ryan Newman take 4 tires and fuel, with Logano also coming down and topping off ahead of all of them. The field doubles back up with Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski leading. The race restarts with 45 to go, and Keselowski is pushed ahead by Bowyer. Jones pushes Hamlin back ahead strong, with Keselowski getting a massive push back by the 14. They push way ahead high, as drivers begin to complain of the wind. The 2 pulls he and 2 SHR cars ahead, with Hamlin fighting low with Eric Jones. The battle dies off as Keselowski leads strong over Clint Bowyer and Kevin Harvick, eventually even with the Chevrolets as they slot in, all training high once again. They're all single file, 18 cars deep, crossing past halfway. and it is still single file as they chug around at 200 miles an hour. They're all mainly saving gas in their cars for the finish of the race, and as they approach 30 to go, Ryan Newman asks if they can make it. They say they are 4 laps short, and Ryan then begins to do the math to see if they can make it by him saving gas. Hamlin steps out from the top 5 breakaway with Joey Logano, who is also experimenting with his car. It appears that the strategy may now be the Chevrolets saving fuel, while the Fords go all out. Kyle Busch goes all out for the lead, ducking low on the 2 with Truex. But then, a plot twist. He and the Toyotas pit along with Ryan Blaney. They take a splash of fuel, and now can make it home with 29 laps left. Eric Jones' race seems to come to an end as he slides through his box and will lose the draft. 5 Fords pit the next lap, headlined by Keselowski and Harvick. Byron now leads the clash with the Chevrolets saving fuel as we approach 50 clean green flag laps. The Toyotas and Fords bump and push hard now, attempting to set up for great track position for the finish. The Fords of Boyer and Brad push by Hamlin, who slots in front of Harvick with 25 laps left. Hamlin quickly ducks back low, with Harvick pushing to grab the lead of the pitted cars back. The pack of the Chevrolets are now led by Kyle Larson, as Byron drops back to save fuel for himself. Now Kyle Larson does the same thing, slotting behind Byron and Johnson. The backpack meanwhile raced 3 wide. Knowing that the Chevrolets can't make it, they are in prime position to win this race. They approach 20 to go, with Kyle and Brad slicing and dicing back and forth. Blaney now punches low and cuts off Kyle, but the 18 crosses him over with Blaney hooking back up with his teammate. The Fords slice by the 18 now, and the pace of the second pack compared to the first one means they'll catch him with 3 to go if they continue this rate. Bowman now heads that lead pack, with Logano, the lone Penske car in there, trying to steal the race away from the Chevrolets. The backpack now single files out, and they realize that they can catch them, and quickly. The Chevys panic and slice and dice trying to save gas, but with 16 to go, their gap is only 10 seconds. They click to 15 to go, Logano leading with Austin Dillon in second. Keselowski and Blaney charge hard, now in sight of them. Coming to 13 to go, they are there, and it's go time. Brad slices low, charging under the fuel save. As Johnson blocks the run, it pushes him straight to second, and Boyer is now 3 wide as Johnson is in a Penske sandwich, with Brad punting Johnson through the corners. They fight to 11 to go, with Harvick in the back screaming 3 wide and making moves left and right. Hamlin pushes Kyle Busch middle 3 wide as well, and they're triple file with only 25 miles left. As Logano attempts to block 3 lanes, the 18 pushes hard, and Logano does all he can to hold him off.
About a lap ahead of time when it's going to run out, so they'll fill it sputter, but keep that up.
And
sorry, James.
Kyle Busch almost saved it. He collects Logano, and he's in the wall with Keselowski.
Yeah, you saw Joey Logano trying to keep Kyle Busch behind him, tried to block him, and Kyle went to the inside, and I think they made a little bit of contact and around, or which really just ultimately created this mess.
Blocks gone wrong as Kyle couldn't lift from turning the 22. After 3 defensive maneuvers, the 2, 22, and 18 are all torn up. 3 of the best cars are now out of the race, and the shootout, with fuel mileage still in the air, defines the finish of the Busch Clash. The question is erased by some as they take tires and fuel, with some still out on track. The 48 has minor right front damage from tapping the right rear of Ryan Blaney, and Denny Hamlin, coming to the restart, asks for them to get ready to pick him up from the infield care center. This is due to a right rear tire rub, which he thinks will not last to the finish. However, that is the least of our concerns at this moment.
Would rather walk to victory lane than the care center. Ryan Newman came down, and everybody behind piles up.
I saw a lot of rear tire spin on that restart. I think a lot of guys were struggling with grip, and they just started losing control.
It is total chaos as nearly every car has some sort of damage. The 6 and 24 wheel spin, causing the massive crash and jam up. The amount of wheel spin the 6 and 24 had was enough for NASCAR to go and send track inspectors out, as it is incredibly weird that they spun so much on a plate track. As we now cross into a green-white checkered finish, Byron and Truex join Keselowski and Kyle Busch in the garage, reducing the field to only 14 drivers left. Newman says that he thinks there was something on the track, but he can't put his finger on what it was. thinking that maybe it's something with the new package and added horsepower. The 14 cars stack back up and are ready for the first attempt at finishing this race in extra laps. Hamlin and Almirola lead into the 2-lap shootout. Elliott pushing the 11 car hard, nearly turning him twice. And finally,
got Boyer giving a big, oh!
Hamlin
Denny
around.
goes around. I bet that fender caused that right rear tire to go down. Logano in it again. This one's going to take the 48 of Jimmy Johnson out this time. Oh, we got one, maybe two cars that just crossed the line that might be left in this race. Wow.
2.5. And about 3 more coming.
what was left of the field is now gone, and the wreck is caused by the right rear going down from a tire rub that Chris Gabehart thought wouldn't be an issue, but Denny Hamlin was right. The pace car rides only with 6 cars left behind it. Blaney, Almirola, Harvick, and Johnson are all out. It knocks the field down to only 10 cars left, with still others pending. Erik Jones pits the totaled front end, trying to just make it home, and they red flagged the race to have cleanup proceed. Under red, the 9 car has issues as the right rear may be flat from the tire rub. Only 9 cars now remain as Alex Bowman also retires from the race, and the red is lifted as teams were already working on the cars under special rules for this event, allowing them to do that. Elliott and Boyer pit, fixing their cars as best as possible. Now Austin Dillon and Kyle Larson lead with yet another 2-lap shootout in front of them. With green-white checker attempt number 2, we take the green, and Dillon edges ahead, Newman pushing. Larson edges ahead down the backstretch as it is side draft city down into turn 3, as Elliott pushes Larson ahead.
Whoa, down to the bottom and they touch.
Oh, another wreck. Goodness gracious.
Now look at Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is 2 laps down. Don't tell me he can't win it.
Yeah, I think he just got one of them back.
And we did not get to the white flag under green, so we'll rack them, stack them, and try it again.
Holy cow.
Another failed block as Larson attempts to do a triple move on the 9. Chase couldn't lift it enough time to not wreck him. And while Larson is still going, the 9 car is officially out now. Hamlin gets the free pass as we cross past the longest Busch clash ever. Crew members yell at Michael Waltrip as he goes around pointing out all the damage. And now there are only 4 cars left behind the pace car at the moment. One of them is the lap car of Denny Hamlin, now only 2 laps behind the leaders. We're in attempt number 3 on a green-white checkered restart as Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman, 2 Daytona 500 winners, get ready to try and duel for the win. Dillon gets ahead easy, but Ryan pulls a Cale Yarborough and slingshots him down the backstretch. Erik Jones is pushed ahead right as Kyle Larson is back into this thing, and Newman sprints ahead now. As they finally take the white, Newman and Dillon will duel as Hamlin finds his teammate off of 2 with a run.
Well, all day long, I didn't want to be in the field as much as they were wrecking. But I really think, look at this run coming from Erik Jones.
3
now
wide.
3 to the inside, 3 wide.
Jones with the most damaged car in the race. He's in the front.
Now can Denny Hamlin,
Dillon slipped up high.
is Denny Hamlin going to make a move on him and still try to win this race? Doesn't look like it. He's going to push his teammate to the win.
Erik Jones is going to win the Busch Clash with a car that's ready for the dumpster.
I just think Denny could have pulled out maybe a few feet sooner. Oh, that's right. He's down lap. So he's helping his teammate win this race. Didn't have a shot at the win.
A totaled 20 car wins the clash in one of the weirdest plate finishes ever. What many didn't know was this would be the last clash on the Daytona Oval, as starting in 2021 they would move to the road course, and then the following 3 years the LA Coliseum. It ended an era, as it was a 40-year tradition of opening the season on Daytona. Perhaps someday they'll return, but until then this is the last true Busch Clash.